that's going to play out. Jumping into game number 1, first round of top 32. Let's get it.
Alright, and we didn't mention also Neeze on the Diana. Like Godly on the Luke, I feel is a bit more called for, but Neeze on the Diana, I'm not sure if I have ever seen that.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see how it plays out, but right now, FryDasOle able to get a nice little side, backing off a tiny bit here, and Godly is just keeping FryDasOle away so that Neeze could get back onto the stage, and did so successfully and safely.
Keeping the stage control even so far. Neeze able to knock FryDasOle into the air though. Really good starter, and Godly wants to finish it up, but he's going to be hitting Neeze instead. Marker capitalizing off of it with an axe recovery, able to get that knockout, and now Godly is trying his best to keep the stock, which he will.
Yeah, that's kind of why like Ulgrim is nice here, right? You have like quite a bit of damage that you can tack on. You're going to be around for a while here. And right now, FryDasOle looking for that neutral and not able to find it quite yet. That's going to be the stock taken off the top. And now Marku has to find a way to get back onto the stage. But that's going to be a GCD light into the ground pound every single day of the week. You know that he got this.
Yeah, I feel like Ulgrim is just such a good 2v2 character compared to 1v1. Like Axe and Lance, both, you know, not the best weapon in 1v1, but absolutely insane in 2v2. And they have a lot of wind-up, right? But if you're in a 2v2 situation, you can just come out of nowhere and throw out those attacks, which is even better when you're with that side. And so far, they are just a little bit short, as Neeze and Godly are still able to rip them apart so far.
Oh no, but Godly found, okay, somebody was getting hit there off stage, and it just so happened that it was going to be Godly, and that is also going to be another stock cleaned off there. Right now, Marku needs a way to make it back onto the stage, looking for the neutral, and still able to touch the wall, gets the bounce off the stage, but then Neeze decides to just disengage, make it back on safely. FryDasOle has been knocked off stage, looking for a nice safe side recovery, and I can't believe that neutral did not connect. I thought that was going to be the team combo.
Marker just standing in between Godly and Neeze for so long, but they're not able to get it into a combo. He was playing so well there. FryDasOle has to be a bit careful here, and Marker is doing such a good job at covering up for him, but Fry is able to separate the players, gets another recovery. Now in a great position for Marker to follow up, but Godly with a really good nair and then follows it up with the Sair, able to separate them. Still, this is a very good starting point over this 2v1 for Marker and FryDasOle.
Yeah, FryDasOle's been getting a little bit silly off stage, and actually it's been paying off. Scythe things have been happening. That's a side with the axe off the side of the stage. FryDasOle and Marku are on the verge of, you know, anything is still possible here, especially if you can get that stock off of FryDasOle ASAP. But this is potentially a huge game 1 for Red Team.
I think one of the most important things right now is you cannot be fishing for a 2v2 combo, because Godly is not gonna let you find one. You have to play this like you would in any given circumstance, and if you just happen to find a 2v2 combo, then that's just a bonus on top, because if you start fishing, I think Godly is gonna be able to find those punishes. So far, they're doing so very well.
Yeah, Marku right now trying to control the grab. That's the neutralite. That's the start of something huge here. FryDasOle going to be knocking Godly off stage, tossing out that weapon. Godly able to touch the side of the stage, able to make it back in time, and looking for that recovery. You need to get that stock off of FryDasOle, but it's not going to happen as Marku holds it down, and that's going to be Red Team taking game number 1 in a fashion that I did not expect at all.
Yeah, so we started off by saying, you know, Marker is, you know, he's kind of good at the game, but, you know, people have been questioning him because why does he not have any placings? Well, you saw it right here. First, ladies and gentlemen, on stream, top 32, Marker with 5 KOs and 750 damage against Neeze and Godly.
Yeah, I really like the little dynamic that the two of them had, right? FryDasOle would be kind of off stage a lot with the Scythe, looking to just get something huge started, and Marku would be picking up a lot of the hits and just sort of keeping the entire gameplay pretty grounded. And then Marku was able to close quite a bit of times, found a couple of really good ground pounds, just able to deal and tack on so much damage. Neeze and Godly, I don't think they expected the game 1 to go like this.
Yeah, did you see that top stock from Fry? He was maintaining that for so long. Super well played. Yeah, and also Fry, of course, setting up a lot of the situations where Marker is really able to start doing his thing, which is why he was able to deal so much damage. So far, really loving this team dynamic, but Marker, don't get ahead of yourself. You don't want to mess with Godly's gauntlets off stage. He's going to be able to get back real quick. He did not want to stay there for a second longer, Dara.
he got ahead of himself a decade ago. He committed to that ground pound, missed it, and then he took quite a bit of damage off stage, but luckily he is alive, and that is all that you can ask for. He is conscious, he is alive, but right now Neeze spacing him out. That's the GCD light into the side to get a good amount of damage, and that's going to be the recovery to take out that first stock, and that's going to be something that I missed from Godly, but this is just such a different opening for the blue team. They're looking so good.
Really, really good opening. They have
Godly.
start advantage, and Godly already committing, and they have an opportunity at another 2v2 combo, and that's so much damage. This game is starting to look quite grim for Fry and Marker. I think at this point they need to start hitting like a 0 to death or a team combo. That's the remedy.
Yeah, they've just not been able to get a lot of clean hits. They've not been able to get a lot of combo hits. And FryDasOle tried to go through the jump read with the side after the down air, but wasn't actually able to find it. The recovery successfully calling out Godly, going through the GCD light, was able to make it back onto the stage. But right now, Marku is just so close to losing the stock, but ends up just committing so heavily. And then, oh no. Oh, that's not the friendly fire that you want to see. That is just unfortunate.
Just unfortunate. FryDasOle knocking a Marker down there. And again, we're now in a full stock advantage for Neeze and Godly. They need to find some form of combo here. You see they get something started, and FryDasOle wanted to keep it going, but the Orb Nair is gonna miss. They're aware of what they need, but they can't find it. Neeze and Godly, they're so resilient to their shenanigans.
Okay, right now, Godly, just sort of controlling the stage here and letting Neeze go off stage here with the bow. Getting knocked off stage here, getting that side bounce off the stage, looking for the down air, not able to find it, and the recovery to get back on. Neeze dealing so much damage, staying alive, and then Marku finally cleaning up that stock. It is 2 stocks to 3 at this point. If they take the stock off of Godly, anything is possible, but when you get that kind of a D-Sig, and you take that stock off, and now it's a 2v1, there's not that much that you can do.
Yeah, no, the hope was fading at that point. Godly and Neeze are going to be able to take that game and evening out the scoreboard to 1-1. What an amazing showing from them.
Yeah, so going into this next game, I'm trying to figure out like what happened here. Game 1 and Game 2, these look like 2 different teams. And specifically with Marku, with Marku and FryDasOle, they weren't actually connecting to edge guards as much, right? They were going off stage, they were getting one-off hits, but they were not able to close as easily, and then they weren't just able to get a lot started. It felt like they were stuck in disadvantage for so long, and Godly and Neeze had that much more presence. They warmed up after game number 1, and now you have that many more adjustments that you have to make going into this next game.
If we do some statistical analysis on these graphs, you can also see that all of the times it goes up for Fry and Marker, it's super, super steep. Every single time that Godly and Neeze were able to get some work done, they were doing it with like a conversion, with an offstage play, with a team combo. Marker and Fry, they're playing the neutral game, which is even right now, but Neeze and Godly are way ahead on the combo, on the team combo game.
Yeah, for sure. So going into this next game, right now Godly left weaponless, Marku trying to get something going on to Neeze here, and yeah, FryDasOle on the orb. I feel like we have seen FryDasOle mostly on the side, right, for the last couple of games, so I am curious to see how this is going to just end up working out.
Ooh, and that was a great start of a combo, but they're not going to be able to get anything massive out of it. Maybe 1 or 2 extra hits there. Now both players super far up. You see great positioning from Neeze and Godly. They have the positions needed to go for a massive play here. They are going to be able to find a lot of damage out of it.
Yeah, right now FryDasOle though, just on the stage here, not really able to interrupt anything that's going on out there. Marku is alive, goes for the neutraler, and that's the get off me option that you need to be able to get things going again. But Godly just keeps on hitting Marku off stage, and then Marku does not have nearly as much presence in game 1. I feel like they're just focusing on him. They're looking at him and just saying, hey, I'm gonna keep you as far away from me as possible, and it's panning out.
Tap it again, Dara. Second time this tournament, D-Light ground pound missed on unarmed. Marker is still going to be alive though. He's all the way down on the yellow, and that was scary, but he's going to be able to get 2 knockouts on his way out there, evening out the game, and now they have the weapon advantage as well, Dara. This is very, very good for them.
Yeah, this is a pretty good position to be in. Right now, Neeze trying to patrol the ground a little bit, just again knocking Marku off stage. Poor Marku. Like, this is somebody who just wants to play the game. Please, allow him to play the game. Let him get his hits in. Let him just get, like, 1 D-Light with Lance as a little treat. I feel like he deserves it at this point.
Yeah, Neeze is doing such a good job at, like, following him, chasing him down and hitting him with these nairs and sares and sidelights. always being super close, just suffocating him in a metaphorical sense. Then Godly just sweeps in and throws out a couple of tags to get that knockout, or the Gauntlet's offstage play. But they are going to be able to find one knockout. I was gonna say potentially one to follow, but Godly is going to be able to make it out of the other side of that in one apiece. Now, still fairly even on the board.
Yeah, FryDasOle able to come back down with that down air, but then Neeze with a quick little toot around here, just able to find that neutral air. It doesn't actually take the stock quite yet though, and Marku with some friendly fire, knocking FryDasOle off stage here, picking up the orb again. Now the question is, do you have the KO power that you need? FryDasOle is looking for some sort of a funny little combo there, looking to call out like a dodge down or like a fast fall, but the ground pound did not actually connect, and that's going to be one stock gone already. It is 3 stocks to 2, but I gotta say, if they focus on Neeze, if they get the stock off Neeze, you can make this game happen.
This is so bad. Mark, you could go down here. Okay, FryDasOle with a clutch recovery, able to get him back up. I was holding my breath right there. Now a 2v1 and they drop the first stock. This is so winnable for Marker and Fry.
Okay, so you just have to play back, you have to play safe, you have to let FryDasOle be the one that front lines. If Marku gets up a little bit too aggressively, well, and that stock is gone, I feel like Godly is going to be the one coming out in that 1v1 engagement, right? But actually able to slip in between the hits there of the sidelight, and this is it. This is the combo.
This is
you
it.
said Godly's not going to let him get away with a 2v1 combo, but look at the amount of damage they just got. And they both tossed out their weapons. Ha.
Oh, and that's going to be Godly going down. 2-1 on the board. Marker and Fry are back into the game.
This was not how I expected the game to end. With the way that this opened up, I thought that this was just going to be Godly and Neeze's game, and it felt like they were in control of the pace for the first half of the match. But then FryDasOle and Marku, before I even noticed, they were the ones coming out on top. So I'm not actually totally sure what the definitive difference to cause that was, but I am curious to see some of these replays.
Yeah, there's the recovery coming out from Fry to save Marker. If he wasn't able to get that, that would have been definitely 100% a win for Godly and Neeze. He was in such a bad spot there. Very close to going down early. But yeah, super good game from Marker and Fry. It's going to be interesting to see how Godly and Neeze are going to be adjusting. And yeah, I'm all in for it.
Yep, as am I. This could be exciting. This could be potentially one of the biggest upsets of today thus far. If not the biggest. I don't know if the stuff that happened in pools was because of a DQ or what happened. But ooh.
I see what's happening. I see what's happening. They got tired. They got tired of Marker's Olgrim. They said, hold up, we can play this game too, and locked in Orion Teros. This is serious business, Dara. We're getting into the serious games.
Yeah, Teros is still just such consistently a good 2's character. Orion is Orion. God, that character makes me so upset. But going into this game, right now we'll just have to see how this plays out. You have a lot of different changes that you have to make. The weapon composition is just that different.
No, but this is also if you make an adjustment, win a game, and then you keep playing that way, and then you lose a game, you're like, hold up, what do we change at this point? Maybe you go for a completely different team composition, both get new legends. This is a bit of a mental reset, and it's also something that will throw off Fry and Marker. And that's without even mentioning the fact that they have Axe Lance now.
Yep, so I guess we'll just have to see. It's going to be a battle of axes, right? It's just going to see who's going to come out on top. In this regard, but right now Marku trying to get some sort of an edge guard here, and unfortunately while Marku was busy doing that, Godly took out FryDasOle's stock to the right side of the stage. Coming back in with the side air though, just a really good snipe, and look at that interruption. That interruption from FryDasOle just saved Marku's life.
It's so frustrating. Whenever you hit that spear D-light, you always, their other teammate, they're always gonna be able to take you out of that combo.
Poor spear players. Are you guys gonna be okay? Are you guys?
No, dude, our weapon is getting nerfed. Anyway, that's for another day. Marker is still sustaining the stock right now, and as soon as they go down, they're going. Godly and Neeze are going to be hunting for a combo onto Fry. He has to preemptively be ready for when Marker dies right here, and he does a very good job at getting away.
For sure. Right now, though, Marku just looking for any way to land here. Honestly, that side air that Neeze hit onto Godly was just able to slow down the pace of the match for just a second. Axe on hand. Now they're getting a bit of stage. This is where the magic kind of happens. FryDasOle comes back on, able to get a couple of hits in, and almost gets that call out with the side air, but not quite yet, though. Just eating a D-light into the side air. Marku going to be knocked off stage. There's nothing that you can do to make it back on, and now it is 4 stocks to 3, but it is so doable if FryDasOle gets out of disadvantage. and then you do not. Godly cleaning that up with a side A.
2v1 situation at Marker. Again, these players are so good at playing those pseudo 1v2 situations safe, not going to be getting stuck into any kind of combo. Neeze and Godly are getting damaged here, and they're just trying to substantiate this lead as much as possible, but Marker gets that Seer. Both players in a bad spot, but they're able to get back. Maybe not both of them, at least one. They both get back, Dara.
We both make it back on. Godly, though, with that down air pickup, just able to knock him back up. Oh my god, the weapon
They
toss!
keep finding themselves off stage, both of them. They keep finding themselves off stage. Godly is going to be going down. I mean, it's okay. You have that extra stock to play with, but you have a little bit of a lead now as well.
I'm so glad that FryDasOle's weapon toss did not interrupt whatever was happening off stage. That being said, though, this is where it happens. You are potentially on the edge of making a massive upset here. You just have to stay alive. You have to find new combos, and Marker needs to find a clean way to get back onto the stage. You already know that Neeze is going to be looking for that end sig, finds that end sig, and now it ain't looking so good. One stocks to two here. Godly just able to connect that and get that weapon toss as well. This might be it. Wait, what? Marker?
Marker? Okay,
oh my
no
God.
options though. That's so unfortunate. I think he needed another dare there or something to find a chase dodge to get back up. But hey, I mean, you are in a 1v2 situation. You're red, you're against like PR3, PR5, and they have fresh stocks. What are you supposed to do other than go for a massive play? Fair play to Marker.
Play.
I think he made a good decision there.
I 100% agree with you. That almost panned out perfectly. I don't know why the chase dodge didn't come out, right? Because at least like you could reposition. I feel like that would typically be the play, but Marker felt so confident that maybe he could get back on without it. But either way, that was the kind of a play that you needed to make. It ended up dropping in like the execution a little bit at the end, but honestly, that is not something that you can blame him for. That is a very high execution and decision making. Like you have to think so fast in that moment.
He did the right thing, it just didn't work out, and that sometimes happens. We're going into the next game now. Still, Neeze and Godly on the same legend picks. Of course, or rather, as expected, Marker and Fry are going to be sticking to these picks. And it looks like we have a little bit of a reset here going into the first game. Neeze Ethernet cable may have disconnected, something like that.
Yeah, maybe it's Marker's Ethernet cable, I don't know. We'll see what happened here. So yeah, going into game number...
PC just blew up. Yeah, no, he's gonna have to rent a new one at Walmart real quick. Give him in like an hour. It'll be fine.
So this is this now game 5? Is that what's going on here?
Yeah, this is game 5.
If there was ever a set that I did not expect to go into game 5, it would be this one. I feel like all of the odds were kind of against this, right? You have Marker, who's a little bit newer to the top 32 side of things. But let me tell you, I feel like he is competing with some of the best right now. He was dancing with some of the best. The way that he was like handling himself off stage, the way that he was like sort of picking his times to go in, I felt like we were fairly sophisticated. I feel like this is not somebody that I've seen play too much before, but this is a pretty good showcase, for me at least, and for me to get some experience with this.
Yeah, no, that did not look like a PR84 player. This is some really, really high-level gameplay coming out from Marker, which is why FryDasOle picked him up. I would assume this is a really good team, although we're going to see if this is going to be the end of their winners run as we get into game 5 here of Godly Neeze versus Marker FryDasOle.
Let's see how it ends up playing out. Right now, Godly going to be dashing off stage here, just trying to get that turnaround onto FryDasOle, but FryDasOle, I like that disengagement. You hit a couple of hits, and then you back off. You do not want to overcommit, especially in a 2 setting.
Godly able to get the D-Lights here, knocking FryDasOle into his teammates, but Fry able to come back on the offstage, doing a lot of great damage. Then Godly, barely no options. Neeze wants to help him. There's no need, though, as they didn't try to commit to anything there, but still... all of that work, and you're left with one stock down, and your teammate is more damaged than both of your enemies combined, and that is going to be this first lead for Godly and Neeze.
Right now, though, Godly, okay, just going to be occupying the ground a little bit here, just looking to get something started onto Marker, and it's broken off into 2 separate 1v1 engagements. Godly wants to go back out there, punish FryDasOle a little tiny bit, and now Neeze just struggling in disadvantage. FryDasOle almost finds that end sig, though. That could have been huge.
Neeze trying to go for any kind of low commitment damage here as he's waiting for Godly to respawn. Back on the screen now. They're looking to potentially finish up one of these stocks before Neeze goes down. Great nair coming out from FryDasOle. Neeze able to find that Sarah as well. Neeze as well. Godly following it up. That's so big.
This is huge right now. Neeze finding a good recovery. This is a very tense situation on the right side of the stage. It cleaned up a little bit here, and Neeze just finding that D-Sig. Man, I gotta say, blue team is looking so good right now. And oh, FryDasOle. Oh, what were you doing off stage, buddy? Oh no.
Marker able to find the ground pound onto Neeze, but it could be too little too late at this point. Full stock lead across the board for Neeze and Godly. They are looking confident, and they have the lead they need to close this out right now. Not unless FryDasOle and Marker has anything to say about it.
They are dealing damage though. Right now they are going very like tit for tat. Neeze and Godly are very deep into the red, and Marker, you have to find this edge guard. Well, is what I would say. Godly actually not having enough like jumps or anything to make it back onto the stage here. And now it's time to focus on Neeze. Clean this up, and this is doable. In the beginning of this, like 20 seconds ago, I was like, this is all Neeze and Godly. But FryDasOle and Marker have just won that many neutral exchanges. FryDasOle!
Oh! Oh, and Marker follows it up. That could be Godly done for, but Neeze coming in, helping with the spear. So many dares coming out. He takes on Marker instead. What is going on? These players are insane. There was more action in those 20 seconds than... Oh, I don't even know, dude.
That was one of the best teammate plays I've ever seen. But right now, Marker's jump is going to get stuffed out by that side. FryDasOle makes it back on with the chase dodge. Now threatening offstage with that edge guard. That's it. That's the stock. It is last stock apiece for everybody, and they are about to go in on Godly.
And it's such a difficult situation because even if they get Godly, it's a hard 1v2 to play against Neeze. But they needed to get that stock off as fast as possible. Marker sticking so close to the enemies while he's so low. Still able to find damage without getting hit. Fry can't say the same thing though, as he just lost his last stock, and that's Marker following. Godly and Neeze are going to be closing out the set.
Oh, that was such a heartbreaker. That was so close. I was getting so excited. But yeah, good stuff to Neeze and Godly, able to hold it down. And I want to say, that offstage situation that happened on that second stock with Marker and FryDasOle was maybe like one of the best like